Hi, this is cybersecurity expert Reginald Andre, and in today's video, I want to talk about what happened with Nancy Pelosi's computer when the attack happened at the Capitol a couple of weeks ago. And no, this is definitely not a political video, but it is a fact. They even confirmed that there was a laptop that was stolen. Now, the rumors from there depending on which station you're listening to. Some people are just saying, no, it was just a conference room computer that they use when they're on conferences. And then somebody else, they're reporting that, no, this was her main computer. This has all of the information and they were able to break into it. So the point of my video today is to talk more about, as a cybersecurity expert, if someone broke into like how they broke in and they stole her computer, or maybe she was just traveling and she had it in a bag and she misplaced it and it got lost. What are the chances of someone now able to get into that computer and get the information? So that's kind of what my video is going to focus on. So the first thing is that 100% that computer has some type of screensaver. And the screensaver is most likely how you have your screensaver, where after 10 minutes or 15 minutes of it not being used, it automatically locks when it's idle. I guarantee you that those computers for the government has that type of feature. Now, a second thing is that I've actually seen is that a lot of times with these computers, not only do they rely on having a password, but they do two steps. So that means that, let's just say this was truly Nancy Pelosi's laptop. Just because she has her password, she has to then put either face ID or her finger, similar to like if you have an iPhone or an Android device where you can log into your phone without your password. But I've seen government computers where essentially in order to get in, yes, you have to know the password, but if you don't have your finger or if you don't have your face with you, you're not going to be able to get in. So even if someone was able to guess Nancy's password or anything like that, obviously they don't have her finger or her face, so they're not going to be able to get in that way via a password. The second thing is that many of these computers, and I don't know specifically for this computer, they have actually tracking devices. And the tracking device is not necessarily because they're so concerned about what happened to the laptop, but let's just say, for example, someone kidnapped a congressperson, for example, or they kidnapped a very VIP person. Well, a lot of times the first thing they're going to do is take their they're going to take their cell phones, because they know that whoever's looking for them can try to track them with their cell phones. So purposely, you have government agencies where they put beacon tracking devices on the laptops, because they know that more than likely the laptop is in their purse, in their bag, and it's just not something that the bad guys are going to be paying too much attention to. So just in case the bad guys did turn off the cell phone and therefore they are no longer able to track them, well, guess what? The laptop had a beacon device that takes a little tiny battery, and even if the laptop is off, it's just sending the coordinates to a server, So I wouldn't be surprised if the government knows exactly where that laptop is, and it's just a matter of time until they retrieve it and prosecute the people, the people that actually stole it. So the next thing is, there is another way these bad guys are able to get into the computer. And let's just say, for example, your home computer, you didn't have a backup, or even your business computer, you didn't have a backup and you spilled some coffee over it. You take it to a company like me, and what we can do is we can take that computer, take out the hard drive, which is essentially what's holding the information, and then from there we can attempt to retrieve the data using a USB hard drive enclosure. Now, as technology has changed, hard drives are now becoming encrypted, meaning that when you set up the computer, you encrypt the hard drive, so that if someone like me, the technician, takes that hard drive and tries to get that information, unless I have the encryption key to access the data, I'm not going to be able to get into the computer. So it's more than likely, and this is something that's standard now, even with the Microsoft Office, Microsoft Windows subscription. So this is most likely standard, and I wouldn't be surprised if the government had even something more complex, because, I mean, you know, the government has to think of all scenarios. If all their laptops or a portion of them ever got lost or stolen, they are not going to just rely on good faith that someone returns it. They have to think of the worst. And I'm sure that they thought of, okay, we have to make sure that they don't just bring it to an IT guy and they're able to then just take it, put it into a hard drive enclosure, put Linux on it, and now they're able to browse all the records. So because of these things and because of these technologies, I personally don't think that that whoever has that laptop really can do anything with it. I mean, there's reports that the Special Forces got it, and they retrieved some emails and things like that. But honestly, I mean, if they have the technology to break into that hard drive with the encryption, then they also have the technology to break into the computers and steal the information. So, and so that's just my opinion on that. But there are ways as a business that you should be protecting your executive computers and honestly just any computer, be it a desktop or laptop, because you never know. We had a customer in 2019 where they broke into their office and they stole all of their desktop computers. I mean, out of all the things that could happen to them, I can surely assure you that it was a very nice neighborhood, and it's just someone walked in and they broke in and they took a lot of things, and this was a very affluent neighborhood where you would not expect that. So thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and as soon as we get any new information about her laptop, we'll definitely come back on and give you an update and let you know in plain English what's happening, what's it about. Take care.